Good morning, friends. It's Julie, and today we are doing a What Sold video for July. I know the last video I did was What Sold, but I was late, and I have an issue with my camera. When it got left in the rain, the audio wasn't working. So sorry about the audio quality on this video. I have ordered a new camera, so it should be in soon. Just bear with me in the meantime. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through, in the last about 3 months or so, the Chromes that I've sold, the newer ones. I think these are like less than 10 years old or so. Maybe some are a little bit less, and some are brand new off the rack, and let's see how they do. So the first, we're going to go from lowest to highest, and this first one is Mount Rushmore. I mean, I usually don't put Mount Rushmore up there because there's so many, but this had a Native American, and he was identified, and I threw that up for $4.97. The next one we have is a photo of the interior of a mural in a church, and this is a church I visited about a year and a half ago. I did a video about this when we went to the largest flea market in Montana, and I just bought this off the rack. I think I paid 50 cents for it and went for $4.97. I've sold other ones from that trip as well for about the same price. Then we have a blue cat. I do keep selling blue cats, not as much because I have put them up. Raised up the price, and I have lotted some up so it's a little bit cheaper for people. But the World Trip blue cats usually sell a little bit better. Here's a seeing eye dog, and this is actually a very thin postcard, but I don't really see seeing eye dogs very much, so I put that one for sale, and I must have had a few of them, so that one went for $4.97. I hope I have another one. I have to make a note of that one. This one is an art one, and it did say it was a Reading Rainbow book, and if you remember Reading Rainbow when we were kids, so there was something on it somewhere that said Reading Rainbow, and so that was why I put that on there. So here is a newer one. This is Montana of Butte, and a multi-view, doesn't look that special, but for $4.97, you can tell it's not in great shape. The edges were a little bit, worn, but, $5.97. You can still get similar ones for sale, and I have sold ones off the rack. This one I got in a packet of postcards when I went to an antique store. They were a new packet, and I think the packet itself cost me $5 to $7. I don't remember exactly. And there was like 15, 20 of them in there, and many of them have sold already. And I do put in there their Continental Chrome. I actually have revised them to say that this is a used item, not a new item, because technically it's used because I've taken them out of the package. They're not brand new anymore. But this one was a guy on a rail bike, which is a kind of cool image, so $5.97. Here is another art postcard, and this was from a cathedral, and it went for $5.97. I have been selling art postcards recently, such as Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh. And then another art, and this is kind of a more of a literal translation, rainbow trout on a plate, and $5.97. And it just has like the rainbow trout and the information on there. Okay, here is an international one, the Holy Land, a multi-view one of them that's pretty common, I would think, but it's a little vintage, still chrome, but Israel sells. It's something that's very collectible, although I would not ship to Israel because it's not reliable. Here is another art one. This is art and Christmas from the Netherlands. So you have 3 good selling points here, and it went for $5.97. You notice that a lot of these chromes aren't going for a whole lot, but there are a few that can go for more, which I'll show you as we get to the end here. Here's another one that I picked up off the rack when we went on our tour of Havre Beneath the Streets, and it's just a new Continental Chrome. It's just a setup of these ladies in the drugstore, and it's basic. You can see it's hardly ever doesn't have any wear marks really. So $5.97. Now the reason why I pick up some of these postcards off the rack to sell them is because if they look unusual or something that people may be looking for, that I think they may be looking for, then I will pick them up. Because how many people are going to make it to Havre and want the drugstore soda fountain going to get this postcard? Not a lot, I'm going to say. Not as many people go to Yellowstone. So I did actually have quite a few other ones of the Haverbenisa Street stove. And yeah, sometimes I see people selling these for like $3 or $4, but I'm like, seriously, let's price them up a little bit more because people will buy them. Especially, I had a dentist chair and also the funeral parlor with the wicker casket, so those went, before this one. Okay, here we have a postcard of textiles, and I still have been selling these. Weaving of a Bedouin carpet or something, and it went for $5.97. Here is an advertisement, Continental Chrome, trying to be a model. I have a whole bunch of these advertisements. I think I must have gotten like a bunch of stuff from a leftover printer or something because there's a whole bunch of ads. But they slowly sell. So this is $5.97, and it's a little vintage, but it's still a Continental Chrome in 1985. So it's a little older than the other ones, but still sells. Here is Greetings for Puerto Vallarta. It looks to me like a pretty plain postcard, but once again, Continental Chrome. It is pretty new, and that went for $5.97. That's a lot of these I put for $5.97. Yes, I have been trying to raise my price up, but I have so many postcards already listed that are under 10, and I am considering continuing to list things at least $5.97 like those. I'm not going really under that as much as I can help it. Here's another one that I picked up off the rack. I had actually quite a few of these, and I really like this one, Continental Chrome, because it shows the Great Lakes. Let me blow this one up for you. And it's really cool because it's not to be used for navigation, but it has a little key here and distances. So it's like a real little map on a postcard. I thought that was pretty cool. And those have been selling for $5.97. And I think, maybe I paid for 25 to 50 cents for those. And that's the nice thing also about buying things off the rack is that you can buy multiples, do one listing, and let them sell. So you only have to list them once. So in reality, I like these a lot better because I only do the work once and I keep selling them. So these I really don't mind if I don't sell them for $10 or more because they're just so easy to get and to list. And here's another hanging tree. I think I've showed you these before. I purchased these somewhere, probably an antique store or something. There's a whole bunch of them. And it's just by a artist. And this one had some wear right here. I mentioned there's a fold on the right side of the tree. So, because the other ones that I sold were in better shape. And I think I have more of these at my booth, so I'm going to run down there and get the rest. $7.97, and it sold really quickly, and the person left quick feedback to say that they were thrilled with this postcard. Here is a Continental Chrome that is a maximum postcard, and these do sell too. They don't sell for as much as I think they should sell, but $7.97, and I probably paid, I think this came in a box of something that was basically a quarter each, so not a bad return. Here is another one that I picked up on the rack, and this is when we went to Phillipsburg to the, what do you call it, the big flea market a year and a half ago or so. Maybe it's 2 years now. And then we stopped in Phillipsburg on the way home. It's a really cute Old West kind of town in the mountains. And here's a street view. And you can, as you can see from these vehicles, here's a bug, a modern bug. It's a pretty modern card. And so it's not trying to look old at all. So, and it's just very new. Went for $7.97, and I have another one too. So not very many views of Phillipsburg out there. Here is a museum one. I think this is just standard chrome, and it's Canadian Wax Museum. So you have Canada, you have Wax Museum. Canada doesn't sell as fast for me, but it does steady sell because I do, just charge, I think, $1.50 or $2 for shipping. Just send them in with a stamp. So a lot of Canadians like that. And I'm close to Canada. It's just, where we border it to the north. So it's a pretty quick ship, I think, for me. So that one went for $7.97. And then we are going up a little bit in price. Here's another one of those Laurel Birch postcards. I really love her artwork. And so it's just really colorful and beautiful, and it's pro-women, very much celebrating women. And so that one went for $8.97. And I still might have one or two left of hers. We have William Shatner riding a horse. Continental Chrome, $14.97. And yeah, he's a little younger here, but in Kentucky, so that went for $14.97. I don't know why I didn't charge more. Probably there might have been other ones out there or something. I don't know, but William Shatner. Here is a dinosaur, a skeleton in Missouri. Dinosaurs are popular, so here is the mastodon skeleton, and it tells a little bit about it. And that one went for $17.97. I do price my dinosaurs up a little bit because they sell faster, and so I figure I can add a little bit more to them. We have a peace quilt for the Soviet Union. This one I had no idea how to price. Should I put $10? Should I put $100 on it? Because there wasn't really anything else out there. So I just put $17.97 just to see, is it going to go? And it did sell eventually. It took a little time. I don't know. How much would you have priced this for? Because I didn't have any other comps. So this one was an 83 that actually happened. So this is a little bit older. But it's a quilt, and there's probably not many out there. Should I have priced it more? Let me know. What would you have done? And the last one that I'm going to share with you is a St. Cloud Beacon of Light water tower with a lighted cross. Now, when I saw this postcard, I'm thinking, oh, this is another excuse me, $5.97 postcard. It's just a water tower. And then when you look at this, it's got a scripture on there about, and then it's got the lighted cross. I'm thinking, well, that's different. I did some research on it, and the lighted cross is no longer. I believe that it's gone. So there's that. And then I have to decide how much do I charge for this Continental Chrome of a water tower. And I'd settle on $20 basically. Would you have charged more? Let me know. It did take a little time, a few months to sell, so it wasn't like an immediate sale. But it's a good price for Continental Chrome, something I probably paid less than a quarter for. All right, so that's what we got here. Let me know if do you buy things off the rack, brand new postcards to sell, or do you sell Chromes or Continentals, the modern ones, or do you keep away from them? I like to have a mixture of each because we have people who collect from all eras. Hopefully this audio is okay for you. Keep in mind, I'm getting a new camera. I'll tell you the story more about it later, and I hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.